So here's the ugly truth. Most people are walking around with the wrong haircut. Not because their barber is bad or he sucks, but because nobody taught them how to choose the cut that actually fits their head shape, their face, or their lifestyle. And honestly, barbers, most of y'all are asking the wrong questions. You need to help them figure that out. Okay. So, welcome back to the Before More podcast, where I don't talk about barbering, not just barbering. We talk about the mindset, the growth, the skill sets that actually make you stand out. Today, I'm breaking down how to pick the right haircut based on your head shape, not just for the client, but for the barber too. If you ever walked out around the barbershop feeling like something was off, or if your barber still relies on the words, "What do you want today?" This episode is for you. We're going to take a deep dive on head shapes, facial structures, textures, lifestyles, and how to lead with the professional consultation that actually makes you look like an expert, not just a machine with clippers. You're still human. We fuck up. It is what it is. But today I'm going to help you out. Okay. So whether you're sitting in the chair or standing behind it, this is a haircut game that nobody taught us. Let's stop winging it and let's actually start educating our clients. Okay. So let's break it down. The most common head shapes and how to spot them. So the first one is round, full cheeks, soft edges, equal width, equal width and length. Oval, balanced, ideal for most styles. So if you have an oval head shape client, that client has the best head shape in my opinion. It's the easiest to get around. Square, strong jawline, even sides, like very square on the sides. The heart, wider forehead, narrow jaw. The oblong, rectangular face, long face, narrow width. So why does this matter, right? Because your haircut should balance out your face, not exaggerate what you already have. If you've got a round head and your barber gives you a buzz cut, you're gonna look like a fucking bowling ball. Like you're gonna see all the crevices, you're gonna start seeing all the unnatural dips. Don't do it. If you have good hair, please don't. Unless you're losing your hair and unless you're like thinning out. I mean, I understand you got to do what you got to do, but for crying out loud, and please stop buzzing it if you have good hair. So you really have to understand for a round face, you want to choose a square hairstyle. So anything with bulk on the side, so a textured fringe, a textured quiff on the front, pop up in the front, depending if you have recession corners or not. I would go with a fringe to cover up the recession corners. Like there's a lot of ways you can go about it with a round head shape. Unless you want to buzz it, that's your thing. Cool. Be my guest. But in my opinion, if you have the full cheeks, the soft edges, like just go with a square head shape hairstyle. That's gonna just solve a lot of your problems. If I'm being 100% real with you, okay. So if you have an oval head shape, that's the most ideal for any hairstyle. You can do a brush back, you can do a buzz cut too. You can do a comb over, you can do all these all these trendy haircuts that you can literally try, unless like depending on your hair texture too. Like if you have wavy hair, I would go for like a textured fringe as well. I would go with like a nice textured brush back. That looks really really good too, just because you're brushing it back, but you're kind of letting the hair do what it wants because of how wavy it is. Okay. If you have a square head shape, and strong jaw lines and even on the sides, I would definitely take off the bulk off the sides because it's just gonna make your head look wider on the top. So just keep that in mind when you have a square head shape like that. When you're trying to mixing styles, especially with the square head shape, and you try to keep the bulk, it's just gonna make your head wider. If I'm being honest, so I would stay away from those. I mean, you can still get a textured fringe stuff like that, but just make sure your barber takes off a lot of the bulk off the sides and stuff like that. So if you have a heart head shape, again, it's very similar to the square head shape, right? You really want to be very very mindful of how wide the top is. So I would definitely try to keep the bulk off the sides controlled. That right there would definitely help out a lot. So the heart and the square are very similar, and choosing what type of haircut you should get. So then you have the oblong, like long like almost like a diamond, and then a rectangular. It's very similar to the same thing. Very long face, narrow width. I would definitely keep the bulk on the sides and go for like a texture fringe or a brush back. Keep the bulk on the sides. Do not do an undercut. It'll just make your head look like like a shark fin. It'll make you look like a shark fin. Like don't take off the unless that's your style. Cool, but your hair is supposed to complement what you already have. Keep that in mind, okay? Like if you got a round head and your barber gives you a buzz, you're gonna look off. Like you're not gonna like it. I'm already I just know what I'm talking about when I say these things, okay? So let's recap. Okay, so for a round, I would avoid tight fades with no volume. I would add height with crops, texture tops, and pumps. Let's do a mid fade or a drop fade with the structure. With structure works best. You never want to take off the crown off the back because then it's gonna look like a toupee or like a wig. You want to add contrast, right? You really want to add what's gonna complement my round head shape. Like think height up top, sharper lines on the sides. Okay, so for an oval, you've got the jackpot. Most styles will work with this. Okay, try what suits your personality. Clean fades, comb overs, crops, whatever you want. You have the head shape for most of these styles, so it will look very well. Um, and then a square, emphasize the jawline with sharp finishes, classic tapers, parts, edges work very, very well when it comes to a square head shape. Keep that in mind because a lot of barbers aren't very specific when it comes to head shapes. So they just kind of want to ask you what it is, what you want, and then they're on their way, right? They want to get you in and out. So my advice to you is to go with somebody that's an expert in what they're talking about and offers an experience because most barbers really just want to make money, and that's the sad part of the barber industry, if I'm being honest with you. So for the heart head shape, I would avoid over fading the sides. Go for like tighter fades. Go for like a mid length texture on tops, layer tops, soft tapers. You really want to be very soft with everything, especially on the top. The oblong rectangular head shape, I would definitely do. I would avoid height on top because it's just gonna elongate your head shape. All right, your face will look even longer. You want to focus on width and side volume, soft layering, and scissor work. Okay, those are that's what I recommend for oblong or rectangular diamond face shapes, because at the end of the day, the wrong haircut can make your head look wider, taller, or just off. The right one, it balances your face and it just complements what you already have. Okay, so. For you barbers, like you really need to get more better at your communication. Like barbers, if you want to charge more, retain clients, and become irreplaceable, the number one thing you gotta master is the consultation. You really got to learn how to consult people and communicate with people. Like stop being fucking lazy, Like ask better questions. What do you like or dislike about your last cut? Or what do you want on point today? What was the last experience that you got at your barber with your last barber that made you come here? Okay. What's your morning routine like? This right here will tap into their lifestyles, which will give you a better understanding of what to prescribe them. Because at the end of the day, you got to think of yourself as the expert. You are the expert, right? So, and a very common question that a lot of barbers forget is, are you growing your hair out? Like, be very, very, very meticulous with this question because a lot of people really want to keep their hair. And especially for me, like whenever I do a buzz, I make sure I even quadruple check with the client. Like, are you sure you want me to shave this? Because it actually looks really good. I really don't like shaving or doing a buzz cut off somebody just because if they have good hair, you really, really want to emphasize that and give them an experience, right? And then another one too, you want to ask is, do you wear hats? Because if you wear hats, then that's another lifestyle question that you can ask. What is like the number one thing that you're subconscious about? Because if you can identify their pain point, then you can help them out even further. You can solve their problem. You can charge more for actually solving somebody's problem, whether it be a receding hairline, whether it be alopecia, whether it be thinning hair, whether it be the last barber just didn't communicate properly, which is sad, by the way. And like that last question, that's the gold. When someone tells you that they hate their corners or their crown, now you have the key to solving their problem. Like I just said before, like that right there is literally the golden grail. As once you find out your client's pain point, you can literally solve their problem, and they're going to tell XYZ person. You better document that, please. Like one of the biggest mistakes you can make is when you one of the biggest mistakes that I see barbers make is they solve clients' problems and they don't document it. How are people gonna know you exist, that you are able to solve someone's receding corners, or someone pushed my beard down? Like, how are people gonna know that if you don't document it? Like, that's a shitty way, a shitty business practice, in my opinion. You know, like you really have to analyze and study the head shape, hair texture, cowlicks, growth patterns. Like these all play a major role in helping somebody out. Like you're in the service industry, barbers. Don't forget that. Yes, you're making money, but you have to lead from the front. Okay. Don't just follow what the quote unquote business barber is doing. Because at the end of the day, that barber might have a business model that works for him, but that business model might not work for you. I'm a big believer of high ticket, and I believe every barber should be charging high ticket, but most barbers don't care about that. They care about the volume, which is fine. But why wouldn't you want to do high ticket and get paid for high volume too? Like if you're able to solve people's problems, you're gonna win big. Like use your eye. Don't just go off by a photo they show you. Give your suggestions. You're the expert. You're the professional. That's why a lot of you don't have great client retention, because you just want to get them in and out of the chair, and that's a shitty business practice, and it's gonna fuck up your business, if I'm being honest with you. Like you have to educate and lead. So here's what I recommend based on your head shape, right? So this is me literally showing you what I would say. So here's what I would recommend based on your head shape. This length here will balance out your jawline, or it will cover up your receding hairlines. This taper will soften up the sides and will leave you the top a lot fuller to build some volume. Okay. That is another telltale sign that if somebody wants a bald fade or something, because a lot of clients don't like the bald look. So I have tons of clients that pay $100 and up. They'll tell me like, oh, I went to this barbershop and they gave me a low skin fade when I told them that I wanted one on the side. Like, what is wrong with you barbers? Like, why don't you listen? Like that is like the number one thing that he told you that he did not want, and you did it anyways. So that guy isn't coming back. But just because you wanted to practice your fading skills, like at the end of the day, what does it matter? Like if you're getting paid for the ones on the sides for $100, why wouldn't you want to do that? You're providing a service. You're trying to create an experience from that. Okay. The more you explain, the more they trust you, and the trust is power on pricing. Okay. You have to create some kind of trust with the client. You give to take, and then you give back. Okay. Like barbers who lead consultations don't just get paid more; they keep their clients longer. Like I've had clients from like I've had clients that I've had since I was charging $15, just because I was continuing elevating my game. It went from 15, now that I'm getting ready to go up to $100 on every service across the board. These clients are gonna stay with me because they care about my expertise. Okay, you have to remember that. So um so what clients should ask? If you're a client, here's what you should ask before the clipper even turns on. Does this cut work with my head shape? How much styling does it take? Is this 1 week or a 3 week haircut? Can you recommend something better for my face? Don't just ask for what you see, ask for what actually works for you. Okay. So a lot of barbers think that people know the barber terminology. Like a lot of people don't know what a low fade is. A lot of people don't know what a taper fade is. Like they're gonna go off of what they see or what they hear off social media. Okay. So you really gotta combat that with your expertise, you know? So stop picking your haircut off Pinterest. Like pick it off based off your face shape. Look for a barber that knows your lifestyle and understands your confidence. Okay. Like that's gonna really separate you from being barber A to being barber XYZ. Okay. So I hope that helps. Like clients, you really have to understand what you want. Like barbers can only help you bridge that gap and meet you in the middle. Okay. We're here to help you meet you in the middle to give you the haircut that you actually want. So your head shape is one thing, but your texture and lifestyle matter too. You got curls, let them live. coarse hair, use it for contrast. Hey, styling your hair, go low maintenance. Think scissor work and blended fades. Okay. So if you have a very, very busy lifestyle, don't get a buzz cut, or don't get like a mid fade that's like high maintenance. Go for something with scissors, right? Like if you have that kind of hair texture where you can like do scissor work on the sides, literally do that. Okay, because that's what's going to last longer. A lot of people think that, or if I cut it shorter, it's going to last longer. Well, no, not necessarily. If you get a bald fade, it's only going to last you about maybe a week or two. When you get a scissor cut, based on your lifestyle, that scissor cut can last you up to 6 months, which is crazy to think about, you know. But if you got curls, you got to be very, very careful with what barber you choose to go with, because curly hair texture, believe it or not, barbers fold. Barbers don't know what they're doing when it comes to curly hair. So you really got to do your research. Go on Instagram, go on their page, go on, look up your location barber, right? So let's say, for example, you're in Los Angeles barber. Go on your page and look up their work. You know, I would go to the barber that's posting consistently and that has a following, that has a built brand, has posts daily. That's the barber that I would go with. Like, don't think about the price, because at the end of the day, it's not just a haircut. Because if it was just a haircut, then you would go to Supercuts. Okay. And people say, oh, well, I pay this much for a haircut. Cool story, bro. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build experience. I'm trying to sell a brand here. Okay. So it's only a haircut until someone fucks you up. Keep that in mind. When someone fucks you up, all of a sudden, it's not just a haircut no more. Your identity's fucked. Like, oh, I can't go out looking like this. Like, you got to remember, like, haircuts are there to look presentable. Haircuts are there for looking up. Shoot, I have my first date tomorrow. I need to look fresh. I have my job interview. I need to look good. So invest into your job, into your how you look. Don't just like half-ass, because how you do one thing is how you do everything. Okay, so like with anything with coarse hair, like very thick hair, go something that has contrast, like a high fade or a low fade, like something that looks very dark on top and very light on the bottom. That looks really, really nice. That's what I would do. Because for me, I have very coarse hair, and like I'm already losing my hair on the front. So these days I care more about my beard than I do my hair. So what I do is I get a high fade, and I get a very light line up in the front, and I have very coarse, so I'm going for something that has high contrast, right? So a haircut is more than just a cut; it's a design choice. At the best, and the best cuts are the ones that are built around your features and your routine. Barbers, elevate your game. Honestly, like stop being lazy. Like master your consultations. That 3 to 5 minute conversation sets the tone for the entire experience. Like, I can't stand when I hear clients like talk bad about barbers because every barber does this. Like, no, some of us actually care. I fucking care. You know what I mean? So clients, find a barber that actually takes the time to break it down for you. Don't just settle for the fastest fade. Settle for the right one, because believe it or not, that actually goes a longer way than a $25 fade, if I'm being honest with you. So if you guys enjoyed this, like, please share, subscribe. Like, I really want to help you guys out. And if you want a personalized haircut breakdown, DM me at Barber Paco on my Instagram with the photo of your head shape, and I'll give you a quick recommendation. Barbers, if you're tired of being treated like a commodity, and you want to master high-level consultations, raise your rates, and grow your personal brand, hit the link in my bio or tap into my coaching. I can coach you up, and I can tell you what you're doing wrong right now in your business, so we can get you to where you want to get to. So remember, a good haircut fades in weeks. A great consultation that stays with them forever. So how you make someone feel, they're gonna remember that. So keep that in mind, guys. I'll see you guys on this one.